All right, let me check. Jose is asking where can he download code or notes. It's going to be on our blog once everything is ready. So the recording, once we record it, will take some time for all the encoding to take place, and then I will need to package the examples. But it will show up on the blog hopefully sometime tomorrow, and if not, then early next week. All right. So the time is 3:50, so it looks like I'm running out of time to show some other things, but some other things that I wanted to show you are things like invoking client-side function from server-side. And once again, that would be done instead of the application handler, because every single connection that is coming in into this application is identifiable through an interface that will provide iConnection. And you can invoke server-side functions directly from the client side. And also producer-consumer API. So what we are going to do, I'm going to leave some time for questions or just any kind of discussion now. And as far as the producer-consumer, we'll talk about it when we do the next webinar where we'll use Java backend. But it's all going to be exactly the same as far as the client side. So that's probably going to be it as far as the actual demos that I have today. So let's just open the floor for the discussions that or the questions that you could have, and you know, really talk about anything related to messaging. All right, Jason is asking whether we have any examples of dynamic adaptive streaming. I don't really have any examples, and as far as the adaptive streaming, it is something that more than likely will show up in WebORB 4.5. So where it stands today, it doesn't really do adaptive streaming out of the box. There is functionality inside of WebORB where you can ping and get the round trip time for the client just to see what kind of bandwidth that you have or the latency, and then switch from one stream to another, but that would need to be hand-coded. So we will be adding the functionality to make it more dynamic and automatic for your application, but it's not available where the product stands today. Okay, Damon is asking where is a good place or source to find and learn about additional C# classes such as fhandler that can be deployed into WebORB for .NET. So number one would be the WebORB documentation, and if you and the easiest way to find the WebORB doc is if you go to themidnightcoders.com. I'll give you a shortcut, and then WebORB-net-doc, and that's what I use to get to the doc. That will open the user guide, and right here under messaging and streaming, there's going to be a section on publish subscribe, and there's a section on RTMP messaging. So, and if you don't find your answers here, please post to our discussion forum, and it's going to be themidnightcoders.com/forum, and there's going to be a section for WebORB for .NET, and there's one for WebORB for Java. So please post your requests for additional information in there, and we try to stay on top of this. Something that I forgot to mention, RTMPS. So this is something that we added in version 4.3.0.1. So now WebORB supports both RTMP tunneling over HTTPS as well as the native RTMPS. And the tunneling is fairly straightforward. These are going to be HTTP requests or HTTPS requests that will contain all of the RTMP data. And the native RTMPS, it is still the same RTMP connection where all the data is automatically encrypted by using SSL certificates. And now WebORB supports decryption and all of this stuff to support native RTMPS. So there is a new section in this in the doc, RTMPS support, that has a bunch of screenshots and a lot of information on how to set up the certificate and get the whole thing going. And there is a new API when you start RTMP server, and it is called RTMPS server. So this way you will start the RTMPS server and provide a path to your certificate. So all of the traffic would be encrypted and decrypted accordingly. So that's the RTMPS stuff that is new. Okay. And then So Tom is asking, important reasons for going with LCDS instead of BlazeDS is the NIO thing for scalability. Does WebORB for .NET suffer from the same limitation as BlazeDS? Well, the concept of NIO is not really present in .NET. NIO is really a Java concept. If you were to compare WebORB for Java with BlazeDS, so first of all, WebORB for Java uses NIO for RTMP, and BlazeDS does not have RTMP. So in this case, if you were, a better comparison would be between WebORB for Java and LCDS. And the only reason to go with LCDS, we have a lot of money and you're willing to spend like 10x of what you would be spending with WebORB for Java. But as far as comparing WebORB for .NET and BlazeDS or WebORB for .NET and LCDS, it doesn't really make sense. From the performance perspective, whether you would get similar or better performance with WebORB for .NET versus LCDS, you bet. But you're going to be the only judge because you'll need just to try it out and see which one works out better for you. Okay, when do you think the WebORB media streaming webinar for Java will happen? We will try to schedule it probably in the first couple of weeks of January because things are going to be slowing down. I know a lot of people will be taking time off with holidays, so we'll push it out into January. But it's going to be very similar content with oriented to the Java backend. Okay, any more questions? We have 5 minutes left. Is the source code of WebORB for .NET available? The source code of the actual product, absolutely not. It's not an open source product. However, if you're looking for something inexpensive or better yet, free, there is a community edition that is absolutely free of charge. The only limitation, there are no functional limitations. So it's a full-blown product. Everything that I described to you today is available in the community edition. And also, but you're going to be restricted to deploying on a single server. So if you're deploying with a cluster of servers and you need to put the WebORB on more than one, then you will have to go with either Enterprise Edition or deploy it in the cloud, which is something that I'm going to mention briefly now. We do support cloud-based deployments, so you with a very different pricing. It's going to be traditional. It is traditional cloud-based pricing where you pay by the hour of usage. And if you go to our user guide right here and open up WebORB for Microsoft Azure integration, there is pricing and licensing, so you can click and can go to the pricing page, see what the prices are like for running in Azure. And this way you can scale up or down your deployments and still get everything that I described to you directly from a cloud-based deployment. Okay, let's see. All right, there's a question if it's possible to go N-way streaming video conference that is allowing video input from clients and stream to others. Yes, it is definitely possible. So going back to, and it's something that I should have prepared, and I apologize about this. I'll definitely do an example of this one once we do Java. So in this video recorder right here, when we record the stream, I put the keyword is record. Now, if you put another keyword, I believe it is play, then other clients can come in and tune in to this particular stream. In fact, once you download and run WebORB and go to examples, one of the examples that we make available is a video chat, which is exactly what you're asking about. So if you go into Flex, Clients, Real-Time Messaging, Video Chat, the source code for all of these examples is available. You can actually see the source code right here. And inside of this, you can create a chat room, like My Chat, create video room, and join. And that's going to start a video. Click Allow. Here it is. Here's me again. And any other client that connects to the same chat room, you will be able to see their video streams right here. And this is exactly what you're talking about. Nothing of this is recorded. It's all live video. Okay, so let me get out of here. And let's see the next question. Oh, I apologize. It sounds like the the poll was started and you do not see the screen share. Okay, sorry about that. I think the poll was stopped. So when I was showing the video example, it is going to be this video chat. It's going to be under RTMP video chat, and you can connect to any of these rooms. And here is going to be the video chat right here. And if you're on more than one client, then you'll be able to see all of these clients right here. Okay, so any more questions? Because I think we're almost out of time. All right, I think that's it. Thank you everybody for joining us for this webinar. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have any questions, post them to the forum, send us an email, post it to our Twitter accounts, Kathleen's or mine, and we'll stay in touch. And happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.